the talent.
Oh my god. Oh, I'm just so hurt, y'all. Okay.
Is that how we're starting this?
Don't do that. I hope it's not how we're starting this. First, I'm gonna steal this sweater. I'm so jelly of it. Because I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna wear this cute little pastel moment, give like very pastel, and then you walk in wearing all black. I'm like, oh, I could have worn all black too, but I guess I didn't.
I had to outdo you.
Yeah, just a little bit.
It's my show now.
Yeah, you knocked down the sign. Not a little bit petty. It's a lot bit petty.
A whole lot of petty.
Exactly. But how have you been? Wait, hey y'all, welcome to a Little Bit Petty podcast. I'm your host, Justin Petty, and we're with Aaronn. Hello!
Peace.
And that's... it's a little dry, and that's when we started podcasting. But, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me. Yeah, let's see. I don't want to be the basic bitch who says, you know, in these trying times right now.
The COVID times? It's hard.
The pandemic is hard.
The pandemic is hard.
And sometimes it hits some of us a little harder than others.
Yes, me.
Only I know struggles.
Exactly. But what were you going to say?
What was I going to say? I say a lot of shit. I actually feel like I'm starting to like come out of like the tough season of the pandemic personally.
Oh my gosh, she's in her better arc. Okay.
Yeah, I might be thriving.
Okay, thriving.
Yeah, and I feel like always like hesitant saying that because as soon as I say something good's happening in my life,
something bad happens.
Then a pandemic happens.
Girl, literally me about to graduate, like about to live my life, pandemic. Girl.
Yeah, my first time ever doing stand up was right before the pandemic started. And like I did it a couple times and I was starting to get good at it. And then the world shuts down. And I took that as God saying, Aaronn, don't do stand-up no more.
No!
This ain't for you.
You know what? Maybe you were so good that you shut the whole world down. Maybe that was it. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. So, you said you started like a couple years back. Were you still in Ohio at this time? Or
Yeah.
How was that, starting comedy in Ohio?
It was... Excuse me. Oh my gosh.
That was so
gassy
dirty.
as fuck.
Not burping. We might have to kick you off.
I'm as human as the rest of you, okay?
Oh my god, stop. You're not human.
I'm not. I'm brown.
Lizard people. Stop. I hate you. No. Not I'm brown. Okay. Keep going.
Yeah, Ohio. Which they would probably agree with that comment. Ohio. It was fine. Starting stand up there. Obviously, it's not as big of a comedy capital as Chicago, but there was a pretty decent open mic in Columbus called the Shrunken Head.
Okay.
They had open mics every week on, I think it was Mondays, and they would have as many as like 30 comics come up per night.
Really?
Yeah, they would you would get a 5-minute slot, and the slot was randomized, and then you would just wait there for a couple hours and do your 5-minute slot. And it was funny my first time going to like an open mic because I just assumed for whatever reason that like everyone who does an open mic is like super talented.
Oh yeah.
I just assumed everyone's like funny as fuck and like they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And I quickly realized that is not the case. No. Some of these people out here are just not funny.
No, literally. But what were you gonna say?
Oh, just that it really encouraged me in a really maybe petty way. You
said, I'm funnier than these bitches. I'm literally a riot. I'm about to spray the comedy game. Because, no. I mean, that's just confidence. I feel like you need that air of, like, confidence to you of, like, oh, I'm going to be the best at this. Because if you don't think you're going to be the best, then what are you doing? Then why are you trying?
And stop wasting your time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, starting in Ohio, what made you start getting into comedy?
I was in college for a couple years before that.
Okay. Where?
At Columbus State Community College.
Ooh.
Go Cougars! Pause up.
Why have I heard that twice in this podcast now?
Have you actually?
Yes. Pause up. Apparently there's a lot of Cougars. Actually, I'm a Toledo Rockets, so...
Oh.
Girl. Don't do that. It's Ohio.
Look at the time. I got a blast.
I have to go Toledo, Ohio? Yeah. No, Toledo is a city, but back to you. How is...
Toledo's a city.
Toledo's a city. It's a place that we like to...
I'll continue.
Yeah. Continue.
I was going to Columbus State Community College.
Yeah.
And I was trying to figure out, what am I doing with my life? So I started school with architecture. and I was doing this youth ministry the whole time as I was doing it.
Yeah.
And I was just trying to get a feel for like what I liked. And after 2 years of architecture school at Columbus State Community College, my spirit was crushed, to say the least.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, community college and architecture, they don't go together well.
No.
No. Especially when you're in a cult at the same time.
You're in a cult? Go back.
Okay. Oh.
Go back. She said, and we were in a cult at the same time. Huh?
Just a little
detail. Just something
just
slight,
just
not too much.
Just something slight, yeah.
Okay. The cult. Let's go a little further back.
Okay. It wasn't like, it's technically a cult. It's called Young Life.
Okay.
It's a youth ministry.
Okay.
I almost used the word indoctrinated. That's not the word. No. That's not the word.
Well, I don't know what word I would use if it wasn't that.
So it was a good time for the most part.
Okay.
I did ministry and like volunteered a lot in like just neighborhoods around Columbus and got to do like a lot of work with students and mentor them, and for the most part it was good. But there were certain aspects of this community that were just like super very toxic. I remember at one point, this is like how busy I was during school, like in Ohio.
Yeah.
I would work full time, so I'd be around 35 hours a week.
Oh my gosh.
I'd be a full-time student.
Okay.
And then I would volunteer about like 20 hours on top of that.
Oh my goodness.
And I like was tired. I was broke. My mental health was declining. And I remember at one point I talked to one of the staff guys about it, and I was like, hey, yeah, here's what's going on. I feel really tired. I think I might need to take a break from the ministry. And he goes, Aaronn, I just want you to know that the way that you sacrifice yourself for others is so Christ-like, and that you should keep doing it.
Christ-like, girl.
You're really setting a role model for the rest of them, so I'm proud of you. Keep it up.
Oh, so he didn't listen at all.
No.
He didn't take a moment to be like, you know what, let me comprehend what you're saying and give you a moment. And so is that when you kind of realize, like, maybe this wasn't the way that you wanted to, like, have your relationship with God?
Well, so I will say for the record, I am Christian. Kicks me out.
Get out! Leave! It's 2022!
Oh my god.
But yes.
Yeah, I'm still Christian. I just identify as like a progressive Christian, you know. So
yeah.
A Christian who's, you know, who doesn't say stuff like, this was one of my favorites back in Texas.
Yes.
Well, technically, a homosexual can still go to heaven so long as they stop practicing the sin. It's like, the sin? You said what?
The sin, girl, the sin. I'm just sitting there like, the sin.
The sin.
Last time I caught you gossiping with somebody, that wasn't a sin.
Do not get me started.
But soon as I kiss a boy, that's the moment when people are like, you know what? Get her out of here.
Hellfire.
I want to see the witch burn.
Burn her.
You see that ankle? You scarlet. You hussy.
No.
So, wait. So would you say? So when you say progressive Christian, what do you mean? Like go a little bit deep.
Yeah. So it's been an interesting process. I feel like churches are very split on the topic of what is it? It's deconstruction.
Yeah.
And I think deconstruction is one of the healthiest things a Christian can go through, or honestly anyone, any religion that they were raised up in. Essentially, to just kind of give what I understand deconstruction to be. It's where you take this faith that you've been given, that you've been raised with, and then you just kind of start looking at it with a critical lens. So just kind of evaluating, like, I know, like, what these churches say, I know what these denominations say, I know, like, what the fucking campus preachers say with their fucking big old signs of... Yeah. But this just doesn't check out.
No.
Like, if what I believe makes any amount of sense, then what they're saying just doesn't hold any weight. So yeah, I took some time and just kind of like did my own research and just processed with other friends who had gone through like the same ministry that I did, and eventually came on the other side of just a couple things that I viewed in Christianity that I felt like just no longer held weight.
Okay.
So a couple of those things being premarital sex.
Yeah.
The first time that I ever had sex, I remember going into it thinking, am I gonna burn for this?
Girl, oh my god, am I gonna burn for this?
Am I gonna burn for this?
Whenever you... Okay, I had very similar situations twice because I had sex with a female at the time. And then when I kissed a boy, I was like, I'm going to hell. Like, literally, like, here I am walking straight into my demise.
Right. Yeah, no, I literally, and it was so weird, like, because also, like, a lot of Christians end up getting raised, like, in this kind of, like, traumatic view of sexuality.
Yeah.
And I've been raised my whole life, like, not being allowed to look at my sexuality in a way that's, like, not so guilt-filled, or, you know? So it was an interesting process, like, finally learning, wait a second, nah, Aaron, this is normal. Like,
This is normal.
nah, you can fuck. Like,
girl. And my dad is kind of similar in a way, because he was like, does every story make sense? He was like, no. But he was like,
yeah.
But if you look at it from a different lens, and you look at it with just less hate in your heart, there's a lot more like, I feel like the Bible is just looked at with such like a such a bad sense, because, you know, there are a lot of really bad Christians.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, there are a lot of people who are a lot more progressive, and I'm never gonna, even though I don't truly believe myself, like, I'm never gonna hate someone else for, like, loving God and having a relationship with God, because it's super important.
Yeah, and I went through about, like, 2 months where I kind of deemed myself agnostic, and I was like, I need to step out of the faith to have, like, a clear mind, a clear viewpoint on it. And what I kind of just came to terms with is, like, I personally felt that, like, the teachings that Jesus gave himself, that, like, they were just sound, you know, they were good.
Yeah.
And, like, if I thought about what would Jesus practically look like in modern day, like, he'd be like any protester, like, on the front lines, you know? He would be fighting for rights, and he would be accepting of people, and I feel like he'd be just as progressive as any of us. So
I agree. I mean, even if you look at the Bible, he was hanging out with prostitutes. He was hanging out with not, like, the best people in the world. So I'm just like, why do we now, like, want to flip that idea and be like, these people that we think are doing bad, instead of all coming together, shun them. Goodbye.
Right.
Goodbye. Just nose up.
Right. Too good for you.
Too good for you. But let's get into a little bit before college. What were you like? What were you doing, like, in high school? What were some things that, like, just stick out to you that, like, have made you?
Let's see.
Let's think.
Things that made me me.
I mean, something that, like a tragedy that made me me when I was younger is when my older brother freaking this is so embarrassing. My older brother literally put me at the corner. It was, like, very, 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 very cold, but he put me at the corner of a roof, full wedgie, like, hanging up there, and it felt like I was in Malcolm in the Middle, because, you know, when you're the bullied brother, people stop listening to your screams. So here I am, somebody help me! Everyone walking past.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Jordan, you're so funny! And then when and for some reason my parents weren't home, so they couldn't, like, do anything about it. And as soon as, like he waited at the corner, as soon as he saw that car all the way down the street, he ran up and picked me up, and he was like, "Don't say anything." And I was just like, "Okay,
as you wish."
And that's how I learned not to snitch.
No.
That's the part that made me today.
Yeah. Wow. That's probably a little more traumatizing than what I'm gonna say.
No. Not traumatizing. It was character development.
It was character development.
It made me a little bit funnier, actually.
So we're thankful for what Jordan did.
No. The trauma is still there.
The character development is still there.
Yeah, both the trauma and the character development.
Can't have one without the other.
No, the character trauma.
The character's trauma.
The character's trauma.
The main character's trauma.
Exactly. And without that wedgie, I could have been a snitch by now.
We wouldn't be here right now.
We literally wouldn't be here right now. We would be somewhere else.
You could probably be a corporate lizard somewhere.
Yeah, if I'm already not a lizard person. I actually watched a documentary on that last night.
Stop. What do you mean?
It was like, the arguments were like...
On lizard people?
Yes, on lizard people. And they had arguments just... Have you ever seen someone try to argue something with no point? Like, it was like, okay, what makes lizard people not real? And I was like, okay.
That's not a good place to start.
I was sitting there, I was like, he was like, how do we not know they're not living amongst us?
Yeah.
And controlling us. I was like, so we never will know if they're actually here.
Yeah.
But we're just assuming that they are. And they let you make this documentary.
Right.
Okay.
Checks out. I mean, if we go with that logic, we can say so many things. Like, I mean, how do we not know that, everything that came to mind immediately was everything across the board. Like, I mean, aliens.
Aliens? Do you believe in aliens?
That's an interesting one.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't.
I get that.
Personally, I don't. Just because I feel like if aliens
we're the main characters of the...
okay. Lowkey.
Lowkey, we're the main characters of the universe.
We're the main characters.
The Earthlings.
I just feel like if aliens were real, then and if they were nearly as high tech advanced as we make them out to be,
yeah,
they would have done something by now. They would have reached out.
See, that's what I think too.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, but what if we all started at the same time? We don't know. Mm-hmm. That's not true. We do know that we didn't start at the same time because someone did some math somewhere. But see, I'm not here to say I'm a scientist. That's why I said someone did some math somewhere and said somewhere was a little bit younger than what we are. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And so yeah.
Neither of us are scientists.
Oh no,
record. No.
But I am a conspiracy theorist, and so yes, I do believe in aliens.
Okay, you know what? I accept that, and I accept you.
Really? Okay. Just a little. Okay.
Just a little bit.
Have you ever just gotten weirdly obsessed with something? Like 1 year I was really addicted to Pokemon. Have you ever felt like?
Yeah.
With what?
Too many things. So for a couple years, my brother and I, we played Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yes.
And we played it competitively.
Wait.
As in, I went to tournaments with my brother, and I remember. I don't know if I've ever told you this before. But
no, you haven't ever told me that you were a Yu-Gi-Oh master.
Dude, I was literally a master. There was this one regional tournament that I went to that had about 2,000 plus people at it in Texas, and the record you needed to get an invite to nationals was 7 wins and 2 losses. Okay. So it was 9 rounds, and I went 6 wins, 2 losses, and 1 tie.
Oh.
And to this day, the motherfucker who tied against me, I still curse his name.
I'm so sorry. How did you tie?
Because he pulled some shit, dude. And not me getting triggered about Yu-Gi-Oh! Several years after this tournament, but I'm fucking triggered.
I'm fucking triggered on this podcast right now. The flashback is here. Fucking make me cry.
Ooh, yeah. There's some rules, and he realized that he was gonna lose because my deck was better than his.
Okay, I mean, we're not trying to compare decks here.
I'll compare decks all day, baby.
I won't. I'm a lady.
That's fair. That's fair. And what was I gonna say? Yeah. My deck was Madolches, so if any of you are interested, look at Madolches. They be doing shit. They be doing shit in the Yu-Gi-Oh community.
Yeah.
And I played that for a couple years, and then finally they added some new rules to the game, and then it just ruined it.
Yeah.
I still have my deck. Well, it's still a good deck.
Oh well, I bet I could get a deck that's modern now and kind of whoop that. You know, whoop you just a little bit. I was a pretty good Yu-Gi-Oh player. I had a dual disc. Don't speak to me.
Every time I talk about Yu-Gi-Oh with anyone, they always go, I had the one thingy, I'm always like, a dual disc.
Did you have a dual disc?
Yeah, I have one growing up.
Oh, so bitch, we're all on the same team. Duel.
It's time to duel.
Duel. And when I tell you, I don't know how people didn't know I was faggoty Ann when I was younger, because I used to pull them trappers. I'm like, get this card out now. I press my treasure card magic cylinders. That just gave you all your attack points back, and guess what, bitch? I win. Because the animes were so animated, so I was like, this is just the anime. This is not me.
I mean, that's literally Pegasus, the fucking character with the Millennium Eye. Yeah. He's always going, Yugi boy.
Yugi boy.
Yugi boy.
Jesse. Yugi boy.
Jesse, wait, that's Pokemon.
I know, when I heard it.
Meow, that's right.
I was Pokemon. Okay. Y'all, we gotta take a break here, but hopefully we can duel you a better deck when we come back after the little break, and we'll see you in a second. Mwah. She's here, she's queer, and y'all better get used to it, darling.
Thank you.
Okay, let's start the podcast.
And we're back.
Hey,
it's my show now.
It's my show. And we're back. I guess we're back. Well, hello. I guess we're back. How are you?
I think you're being a little petty. I said the name.
I have to go. I think you're being a little petty.
I think you're being a little bit
You're
petty.
you're so funny. You got so many jokes like comedy.
That was smooth.
Oh, you know I'm great at the segues. They call me really good at the segues.
Yeah.
Comedy, comedian. Mm-hmm. We were talking a little bit about it earlier, actually. Like what, basically brought you up? Like what, inspired you to do comedy?
Yeah. The kick was so. Yeah, I was in college for a couple of years doing this ministry. I was nearing the end of my time with this ministry, and I had swapped from architecture to finance to fashion.
Fashion.
I made my rounds around the majors. It was a time. But eventually, I was watching SNL at one of my friends' houses. It was me and just like a room full of other people, and one of the girls just casually mentions, "Aaronn, you should try comedy." And I thought that was a joke. I was like, "Oh, you messing
you're not funny. Don't do that. Don't gas me up right now."
Right. Shut up.
Shut up.
Shut up.
Would y'all come and see me though?
Right. But actually though, am I gonna see you there?
Am I see you? Hey, girl, you said you were gonna come. You liked the invitation that I sent you saying that you were gonna come to the show. And you know what? I didn't see you there.
See, I saw the red receipt. It said red, so I know you must have read the message.
Oh yeah, 5/26, 14 days ago. The show was last night. No response.
No, I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Where were you?
But you could Venmo request me $10 for when you needed gas. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That Venmo never turns off, but those messages do.
Oh my god.
Okay.
So yes, one of the girls casually mentioned Aaronn, this should be you. You would be fantastic on SNL. And I was like, you really just trying to gas me up, but enough people had made comments over the years of Aaronn, you should try comedy. You'd be so funny. You are funny. Try comedy. And then eventually I said, fuck it.
Yeah.
Might as well.
Might as well.
There's literally nothing to lose. So then I started taking some time and started doing a little bit of research into what would it take to actually do comedy. Mm-hmm. And I ended up reading some comedy books. I did more research than I needed to for just an open mic. I treated it was my debut show, my name in lights.
It was a final.
It was a final.
Yeah, you were going straight to the comedy. You were going right up there because you need to practice.
Yeah.
You never want to go your first time sucking.
Right.
That always sucks.
So what's funny is I took a little trip to Chicago to visit Columbia College Chicago because I have a comedy major here.
Yeah.
I visited my friend Kevin who goes to school here. Shout out Kevin.
Shout out Kevin. We love you, Kevin.
And I ended up getting in contact with this one comedian through a friend.
Okay.
She taught comedy around the area. Okay. So I had a phone call with her and just asked her about stand up, asked her for some of her thoughts.
Yeah.
And her biggest piece of advice, she just goes, just do it already. I was like, yeah, dude, what? You say what? And she was telling me the sooner you get your first one over with and stop romanticizing it, the sooner you're gonna actually start doing comedy. And I was like, okay, well, I see your perspective.
Yeah.
And then she said this, and I was like, now you're just kind of being a little discouraging. But she goes, she said, the first time you do comedy, you're not going to be funny anyways. You're going to bomb, it's going to be an awful set, no one's going to laugh, and it's going to be an awful experience. But
I'd have been I'm sorry that you experienced. Wow, I'd be you're projecting.
Who hurt you?
I'm really sad that your set sucked.
Just because you bombed doesn't mean that I'm going to bomb.
Exactly.
Because unlike you, I'm a fucking star.
Well, keep going.
So I took her advice and I ended up started working on this set. I rehearsed the shit out of it. I went to this open mic one time to check it out first. The following week I went and I performed. Yeah. I was the 28th person in line, which was just brutal. Because I got there, I think it starts at 9 p.m. and I think it's performed until 11:50.
Jeez.
And also I wasn't even 21 at the time.
Did you lie?
So it's funny, I ended up turning 21, I think a couple of days from there, but that means I was sober the whole time, so I couldn't have any drinks as some of these people were telling awful jokes. So I'm just sitting there just yeah, this is comedy.
You're oh my god, you said, I'm gonna be hilarious.
This is the life I chose.
One to your guy. Just one.
And there's a little part of me that was like, I've kind of decided I want to do comedy, and let me not get ahead of myself. Anyways,
yes.
I'm finally about to go do like my first set. The host walks up to me. His name is Dan. Super sweet dude.
Dan who?
Dan Glazer, I think was his last name. Yeah, but Columbus, Ohio.
Okay.
Yeah. But he was like, Aaron, tell me how to pronounce your last name. I just want to make sure that I like introduce you correctly. Mm-hmm. And to anyone who doesn't know, it's Alicea. I told him, Dan, I just want to hear you pronounce it however you want to. Like, I want to see what you come up with. So he's such a funny fucking dude, but he goes up there and he's like, now our next comic, really funny dude. It's his first time ever doing stand-up. He actually refused to tell me his last name.
Oh my god!
So welcome up, Aaronn, Alicea, which isn't my name.
I love that.
So I run up stage, I grab the mic. I'm like, thank you so much, Dan. You completely butchered my last name. The fuck was that, dude?
You said, damn.
Right.
You really know.
Right. Casually gaslit the shit out of him. Just like, you didn't pronounce it right there.
Do whatever you want. Right. Open spaces. Like, take your moment.
It's a safe space. Yeah.
It's a safe space. For me.
The fuck was that, Dan? The fuck was that?
Just mustard dumped all over him.
Right. And then I ended up doing a 5-minute set. And it was actually amazing.
I'm glad.
Yeah, I killed. And it was surreal to me because there was like even a moment where like people were applauding and laughing so much that like I had to stop talking, you know? Mm-hmm. So like for the person who's like new to comedy, for that happening for my first set, I was like, oh my God, I'm a star. First stop, the Shrunken Head. Next stop, NBC.
You said S and straight to SNL.
SNL, here we come.
Here we go. We're finally gonna make it. The big break.
My big break. That being said, the following week I did stand up again. I completely bombed. Like the second set humbled the shit out of me.
I will say, you proved that lady wrong, and you did not flop your first time.
Yeah. So for my first time, I did not flop. My first time, I completely killed.
Yeah.
My second time though, I was very cocky and I didn't rehearse nearly as much. And literally
no rehearsal.
I rehearsed it a little bit, but like I basically didn't rehearse. I know, okay, I know.
I don't feel bad that you sucked.
I don't either. I deserved it.
I don't feel bad.
I needed that.
You need that little humbling.
I needed a humbling. Yeah, I went up there and like literally as I was going up to the stage right after my name was called, I was like, which set am I doing? Because I like wrote like 2 different sets down. I was like, fuck it, I'll go with this one. And I kicked it off. My opening joke was funny and got people laughing, but then the rest of it was just a very slow train wreck.
Oh my gosh.
Like, it was disgusting.
I would have just been sitting there like,
yeah, is this thing on? Just say that for 5 minutes, like, can you guys hear me back there? I guess we're gonna mic check. The whole time Dan's like, no, we're good, dude. We can hear you.
Did y'all hear that last joke?
Yeah. That one though.
Girl, I've been working on that. I've been workshopping that for weeks. Mm-hmm. I've been telling it to my friends for weeks, just secretly.
Right. Yeah. No, it was brutal, but yeah. So I caught the bug for comedy. I really just fell in love with it, and then decided I want to move to Chicago. Just because the research that I had done, it just looked like Chicago was like the place to go to study comedy and like get in the comedy scene. So ended up moving to Chicago January 2021. And I've been doing comedy consistently since June of last year.
Oh my gosh! Yeah. Yes! Okay, so with your... so has there been a show that you've been most proud of?
Yeah. There's been a couple of projects I've been a part of that I really enjoyed. Mm-hmm. I mean, and I'm going to end up shouting this out at the end of the show.
Shout it out right now. Give it a shout out at the end of the show. Also, y'all, we hear the radiator. Say anything in the comments about it. You're the first one, bop bop. Mm-hmm. First one, bop bops.
Blah blah.
So now, what were you gonna say?
I'm just picturing us as the first person to comment, just like the radiator. And us pulling up to their house, like we warned you. We warned you.
We didn't play no
games. Open up! I know you home.
Just police.
That was a police siren?
I don't call police too much.
Yeah.
So I don't know their siren.
I don't either. Yeah. I don't know her. Girl. People be trying to call the police on me.
Girl, you better see.
Anyway, so the show that I am shouting out.
Oh, yes.
It is every Thursday night at 9 p.m. at the Bughouse Theater. It's called Everything is Fine. I think you're familiar with the show.
No.
I think you're familiar with the show.
I am?
You performed once at the show.
I did?
You did.
I did perform once at that show.
Yes.
I did? Can you imagine? Just gaslight the fuck out of you. I was never there. Are you sure?
I was like, did it mean that little to you?
I was
Meanwhile, I'm talking about the project that I loved the most.
No, it was a really... Y'all, when I tell you it was really fun to perform there, but also watch the other acts, like, it was kind of, like, really nice to see people's creative processes, but also, like, really funny sets at the same time.
Yeah.
And the hosts were pretty cool, too.
You said the hosts?
Yeah, the hosts were pretty cool.
Yeah, the entire crew is pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I might be a little biased because, like, I'm a part of it.
Oh, yeah. No, everyone was really awesome. I think the worst part of it was... I'm just kidding. No.
I was waiting. I was like, I mean, I guess I'll take the critique now.
No, so I actually have a few notes.
Right. You pull out a big-ass notebook.
Yeah, actually, this was to confront you.
And, like, literally all the notes are just like, fuck this guy, fuck this guy.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Okay.
Aaronn, those jeans did not work with that shirt. Like,
those jeans did not work with the shirt. Untucked, question mark? Maybe pre-tucked, question mark.
No actual critiques on the show. It's literally just you just reading all of this.
This curl, out of place. Push.
Okay. I'm curly. It's natural. I'm all natural.
I'm all natural. Stop. I did not, like, y'all, I did not, this... For all you bitches out there that put a perm in your hair to get some curls, you are not all natural. And that's good for you. I'm glad. You know what? Everyone, to each their own. To each their own.
Yeah. Everything is fine. I've been doing that show since August, and it's been just so fun. Getting to put on other performers, getting to see them perform, getting to be a part of like the process and all of that, and just getting to perform weekly.
And it must be nice to be able to perform weekly. And honestly, y'all, when I tell you that show was really fun to be at, like, it was fun to perform and just fun to watch people, like, do and, like, be really funny. Yeah. I love watching comedy.
Yeah. It's a great time. And also, you were pretty good yourself.
I was okay, yeah. I was really good.
The entire time, me and all the producers, like, on the sidelines, they were just like, oh my god, she is working. And I was like, that's my friend.
Yeah, that's my friend.
That's my friend. That's Skylar. Yeah.
That's Skylar. Skylar, I don't... Oh, sorry, that just slipped out.
You lip sync, it's fine.
Sorry, yeah. I just feel like you have a lot to say.
Oh, no.
I feel like you have a lot to say about that beautiful note that I just sang.
It was perfect in every way. That's all I have to say.
I think it was perfect in every way.
It was.
Well, I think it's going to get a little petty in this podcast.
I couldn't agree more.
What? Okay. So you probably have seen a lot of shows. And... Nah, this is really shady. Okay, whatever. You don't have to answer this. Okay. What is one of the worst jokes you've ever heard?
One of the worst jokes I've ever heard.
In the past 4 weeks.
Past 4 weeks. Oh, Jesus.
It doesn't even be the past 4 weeks. Maybe it is.
Well, when you say the worst, do you mean like most politically incorrect, or do you just mean like it just was not good?
Something that just didn't land right with you. It can be politically incorrect, but it can just be like, ooh, that was Flockarella.
Yeah. Okay, 2 things come to mind. One of them, it's an example that like it's just purely bad. Like it's not even funny to talk about. It's just purely bad. Granted, I don't know how new this person was like to doing stand up, so like I didn't want to judge them, but
I didn't want to judge them, but let's.
What I was gonna say is that I had friends who came to the open mic that night and were ready to see me.
Okay.
This is like my, I think, 3rd time doing stand up, and like I was still pretty low on the list.
Yeah.
So they came and like we're just watching all these comics together, and this one comic goes up there and just starts bombing so hard, but with like just jokes that were not even like, you couldn't even pity laugh for them, you know?
Oh no.
And the whole time I could just feel the tension in the room, especially I could feel the tension among my friends of like them just like, we're here for Aaronn, you know, gritted teeth, like we're here for Aaronn, we're not here for, and like it's bad that like, you know, that I can feel that they're not enjoying the night at this point. I'm like, at least, I don't know, be half decent so we can applaud you or something. But this person, the joke was, and this is why I'm like, this joke was literally not funny. The tension itself was just so cringy.
Yeah.
They made some, what was it? They made some joke about like, it was something about school shootings. And something like, I'm really good at dodgeball. I wish a school shooting would happen at my school so that I could show off how talented I am. And they made that comment, and it was like exactly like it's one of those jokes that it's like it's on such a fucked up topic.
Yeah.
And you did not like do anything with it really. That it's like
you really just said
we literally can't give you the pity laugh. Like
I would have been like, boom!
Right?
Boom! Get him off!
Actually, next. Wait, you remind. Okay, this is funny. My
Yes.
friend.
Oop.
I said his name. There we go.
Okay.
Fuck, it's out there.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oop. Believe it, but.
We'll get to that later.
Okay. I'm like, oop. Oop.
Decided to do stand up with me one time. He went, I think, maybe like 2 spots right before me. He comes dressed in a Buddy the Elf costume, and it was kind of funny. His entire like persona was like funny. The comic who went right before him, I believe, had autism and killed. It was such a funny ass set. Yes. It was amazing. Ooh. Tom goes up there, and his first line had me laughing. He goes, I mean, how do you follow a set like that? I'm like, yeah. Then his next line, he goes,
okay, wait, okay, go.
Cringe alert, get ready for this.
I'm really about to cringe, okay.
He goes, if I told you guys that I had autism, would you think that I'm funny? Immediately, the room's quiet, and then I just start yelling, boo! Get off the fucking stage!
Girl, there's literally nothing else you can do at that point.
Right.
You suck!
Right! P-U! Ew! Stinky!
Get off the stage! Oh.
Yeah, at that point, I was like, for us the night, he's not my friend. Like,
that moment, who are you?
Right.
Oh, man.
I would hate to know him right now.
I would hate to grow. Oh.
Yeah, you haven't had a girl come watch him that night. Like,
you're lying.
Yeah. And she afterwards was like, what was it? She was like, you did so good up there. And then they mysteriously stopped talking.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, once I would have saw that, I would have been like, okay, girl, it's time to.
Yeah.
Oh.
Very cringy. Cringy.
Literally, when I tell you, I would have been like, get up. I have never booed anyone. I have never shaped my lips to boo literally anyone.
Yeah.
But that would have been like, boo.
Right. Yeah. No, he made that comment, and I was like, nah, I'm doing the shit out of him. That's just not funny. Like,
that's just not. I'd be like, whoop.
Yeah. I'm also like, that last person was just funny. Like,
yeah, they were just funny. I don't think.
Don't come for them.
Girl, they're funny and they're just talking about their experience.
Yeah. Is Theo okay?
Girl, Theo just wants attention. If y'all didn't hear that little.
I think we might get Theo in the next episode. Is that what I heard?
Theo actually wants the next interview, so it's literally just gonna be me and Theo.
She's so excited.
What's wrong? Literally, no, I'm not doing this. Theo always does this thing where he like will meow until you hold him, and then he'll be like, okay, well, I'm good. Hey, sorry, I was being dramatic earlier. I was so dramatic.
I didn't mean anything by it.
I didn't mean anything by it. I just meowed.
I just want to know that you still love me.
Yeah, you still hold me, right?
You still hold me, right?
I saw you closed the door. I saw you close the door before I went to bed.
And I want to know if that door closing was more than just physical.
Yeah.
If it was metaphorical.
I've actually had an argument about like things like that in a relationship.
Yeah.
Because we were having
about closing doors.
Well, yeah, it was not about closing doors, but it was how the way we close doors. Okay. So like if you end a conversation and it's not on a good note, then like you shouldn't close the door and slam it. And, like it was weird.
Yeah. It
was just one of those conversations where you're like, I think we're just mad today.
Yeah.
I think we're just mad. And I get that.
Yeah. So accept it for what it is.
Accept it for what it is.
Yeah.
And you know what we are also going to accept for what it is? This next break. Mm-hmm. Thank y'all for sticking with us. We appreciate okay, we're also going to check out our cat. So, see you in a second. It's not that bad. Second one is I'm pretty and you should always help pretty people.
You're right. I mean, fuck.
Hi. Welcome back.
It's good to see you. Me running the fucking show again.
It's good to see you. I'm literally going to throw my whole entire body out the air. Well, we're back and let's get a little petty.
Okay.
What is the most petty thing that you've ever done?
The most petty thing that
or something that's ever happened to someone. Like, what is the most petty thing that you've ever done? Or the most petty thing that has happened to you?
You know, that's such a fun question.
Yes.
So if I'm being completely honest, I feel like as a person, I'm like naturally petty, but like in like a very lighthearted sense. So I do very little petty slights. Like someone will say something like, "Oh, I just had a tough day," and then I'll just like tear into them. Like, you know.
No, I'm a little petty, but I'll tear into them.
But it's funny.
It's literally I'm laughing. I'm laughing.
And the rule is, everyone knows this, as long as it's funny, say it with me now, it's okay.
What?
No.
As long as it's if you're getting the laughs, no one cares.
I'll do anything for a laugh.
Come on, please.
I'll do anything for a laugh.
Got some money?
Give me something, please.
But okay.
Yeah. Well, okay. The first thing that pops up to my mind, that's just like, this is more of like an innocent one, but it's still petty as fuck.
She's innocent.
Was.
She's innocent. Not was.
This was when I think I was around maybe 8 or so.
Okay.
My brother and I, we were in our living room, like at my old house in Texas.
Yeah.
We're having like a little Nerf war, you know? We have our Nerf guns. We're just going to town shooting each other.
Yeah.
And I had this big Nerf blast. It was like this 10-round cartridge. You had to like pump it a bunch of times, and it was like automatic, fires all of them. It was super sick on the commercials.
Oh.
So I was excited. My brother had just like a normal blaster or whatever. You cock it, you shoot it.
Yeah.
It goes far as fuck. Anyways, though, like, and this all sounds so innocent so far.
Yeah, it is innocent.
And it was innocent.
It's giving very much like suburban vibes.
Yeah.
Not suburban vibes. Suburban vibes.
I mean, we were in suburbia then.
Oh,
so, yeah. And I fill my thing up. I like shoot all 10 rounds, and then he just steadily just shooting me. And it very quickly clicked with me, like, this gun is not practical. like I missed everything. I missed every shot. And he's just hitting me. I'm a little pissed off 8-year-old. I'm out of ammo. Ooh. So I have to like walk over, like pick up the bullets and slowly fill it up as he's just like shooting me, you know. And eventually,
I hate that.
I think we had maybe like 3 of these bouts where like I like shot everything. I go over and pick up all the Nerf darts. And then finally, 8-year-old Aaronn has had enough.
Done.
So... And the way that I thought, like, logically thought as a child, it was so weird. And sometimes I look at 8-year-old Aaronn and I'm like, if I have a child like that, like, I am terrified. I am sending him away. Like,
please go home.
He can stay with my brother. Like,
someone don't help take care of him. I don't like him.
So what I ended up doing was I was like, you know what? I'm getting sick and fucking tired of this.
Yeah.
So I take my big ass Nerf gun. Like, this thing was probably like the size of my full torso. Like, this thing was massive. And I just take the Nerf gun and I just throw it at my brother.
Violence.
He's 10. Like, we're children.
Yeah.
I throw this big ass weapon at him. Immediately he starts crying because he gets his weapon just chucked at his head. And I got grounded.
Yeah.
My father was so confused and pissed that he just pulls off the belt and he's just chasing me at this point. Yeah. And I'm running away as if I did nothing wrong.
He said, please,
right?
Save me!
It's not my fault!
Mom, save me! When your other parents about to whip you.
Right. Mom, I'm innocent! Are you letting this bad man hit me?
Yeah. Girl, oh my god, have you ever... No, okay, one time... Off topic. Mm-hmm. But my mom, I remember looking at my mom when she got the belt, I was like, what would you do if I called CPS? And she was like, here's the phone. She was like, but that means they won't have a mother anymore.
Yeah.
Gone.
So,
and I was just like...
Yes. My parents would do the exact same thing, except they would still continue to hit us while they're like, call them. Like,
call them.
They would... I love you, Mom and Dad.
Hi, Mom and Dad. Thank you
for raising us and
raising
beating my ass.
But it builds character. It builds character.
And as we discussed earlier in this episode,
you need to build character.
It's not trauma. It's just character development.
Mm-hmm. Or just funny, you know. Mm-hmm. One tear just comes down.
We laugh.
We laugh.
We have a good time.
We have a great time. Has anything petty happened to you?
Yeah. Let's see. Aside from my parents.
Aside from my parents being my parents.
Right. Let's see. Anything petty happened to me? Yeah. This one time I visited back in Columbus. And this pettiness kind of goes both ways because this guy did something petty to me, and I was like, oh, I'm tearing him up.
Okay.
But I like went to Columbus March of last year to to go to a wedding.
Yeah.
Which was a very lovely wedding.
Oh.
It was so cute.
I love a lovely wedding.
Yeah, it was so lovely.
I haven't been part of a lovely wedding in a while.
I think someone should change that. What was the hand doing?
I don't know.
Did you want me to kiss it?
No.
Like this.
I literally was not asking for you to put a ring on it. Like that's such a joke.
I'm not asking for a nice, healthy relationship where we're both just committed to each other.
Yeah, I know, like, straight gay. What does that even mean? Like,
they're all social constructs.
The Valentine's Day is coming up. Very, very important.
It is coming up.
Okay.
Yeah, I went to visit Columbus, and I ended up staying with like some of my friends at this college campus at OSU.
Yeah.
Which also every single college age house for guys, they're always just trashy as fuck, like absolutely disgusting. But I stayed there, so I was like, I'm visiting my friends.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah. Afterwards, the trip back, I was like, Aaron, you need to have some fucking standards with living. Like, you cannot be doing that no more.
No.
But I was like on the campus, and I was like walking a friend home, just talking, and I bumped into like 3 guys, and one of them, they all recognized me, like, Aaron, what's up, dude? And one of them, he's kind of leading the conversation. He's like, hey, I thought you went to Chicago for comedy. Oh, let me guess, you moved back because it didn't work out for you?
Wow! Meaning...
He really said that. And I was like, oh, no. Actually, it's working pretty well. I'm just visiting for a friend's wedding.
I would have had to fight.
I should have.
I would have... But who the fuck is it?
It was absurd. I walked out of that conversation just like, the fuck just happened? But yeah, I was like, no, it's actually working out pretty well. I'm just visiting a friend's wedding. He's like, oh, that's what they all say. And then he proceeds to tell me about a stand-up like bit that he did at an open mic right afterwards.
Girl, I'd have been like, why are we talking?
Exactly.
Like, I would have been like, why are we even talking
exactly.
at this point? Like, you
right.
know, you came here, you slashed me, and that's when people are like, oh my god, it's a joke. Aren't you a comedian? Funny.
Right.
Go.
Take a laugh.
Girl, you're supposed to be funny.
I'm playing. I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you.
Girl, I'm messing with you. I fucking hate that shit. I'm fucking messing with you, bro. You can't take a fucking joke.
Right. You serious all the damn time. You always so serious.
You're so serious.
So serious.
You're not serious.
Why so serious?
Why so serious?
Yeah, and he ends up telling me this 5-minute set that he does, and like he literally just like does the set for me while I'm like just standing there. After he was like, "Oh, it didn't work out for you? It was working well for me," and he tells me this 5-minute set, and the set the entire time was just like it was just misogynistic and racist.
Yeah.
And I'm just listening, and I was like, yeah, wow.
I hate this.
Great set, Jacob Wogan. Wow.
Great set. You know what? Come straight to Chicago. They will love you. Just don't ask anyone about it. Literally, go.
I have a show. I'll get you booked for a 5-minute slot. Don't worry, I'll get everyone there.
Yeah.
Just do the exact same set.
Raunch, like what your comedy is exactly what Chicago needs right now. Real.
Yeah.
Real.
Yeah. This is yeah. I think these comments from a normal white man is exactly what we need.
Yeah. Look, thank you. Oh my God! When white men do the minimum, I'm serious. I hate this. I love to see it. Thank you.
You love to see it. Finally doing their part.
Finally, you know, it's finally time for a white man to have a piece of the pie.
Honestly, I was just thinking the same fucking thing.
I fucking hate that shit.
I mean, we're so privileged and blessed.
Yeah.
We have so many opportunities.
Girls, literally, oh my God, literally. I was like waiting for an Uber. You know what they did? They saw me come out in that little dress. They looked at me and said, bitch! But you know, my privilege is to get rid of nasty, weird men. See?
Mm-hmm.
And I love being queer. I love it.
As you should too.
As you should too.
We're wholesome here.
We're wholesome. But
also, fuck white men.
Fuck white men. Okay. It's so true. Let's say goodbye. I'm so sorry that I have to let you go so
not like this.
Early. It don't fucking rank.
Where are you gonna go?
I don't know, but like, say your social media so we don't like miss it, but like, cry into the mic so we can get the views. Okay.
Queen never cries on camera.
Yeah, Queen never cries.
Hi. In case you missed it in the beginning, my name is Aaronn Alicea, not Alicia, Dan.
Drag them again. Say their names.
Dan's a good man. We stand Dan.
Stand Dan.
Aaronn Alicea, he, him. You can follow me on Instagram at the Aaronn Alicea. That's TheAaronAlicea. Not exactly on Twitter. I downloaded for a little bit during the beginning of the pandemic just to like follow Trump and just and I mean that shit was just so funny.
Girl.
That was comedy.
That was really a joke. I can't believe we did that for we let other countries laugh at us for 4 years.
Yo, that was method.
Yeah. Our country said,
we really committed to that role.
Our country said we have to struggle too. Let's figure it out. Let's add him.
Yeah.
The TikTok?
TikTok. Yeah, we're working on that.
Yeah.
Just follow me on Instagram for now, and you'll definitely get some updates on that. And then as far as shows go, as I mentioned earlier, Everything is Fine. Thursday nights at 9 p.m. at the Bughouse Theater.
Thursday nights.
Feel free to DM me for information. And also, I'm also an actor, you know, and I write. So if you guys are looking to get a cute, thick brown guy on for some stuff, let me know.
Let them know. My social media. I'm just kidding.
The one that really matters.
The one that really matters. No, that's so cool. So you said every Thursday?
Every
Thursday.
Thursday.
One more time for the microphone.
Every Thursday, every week, at 9 p.m. at the Bughouse Theater.
Yeah. Go, really, y'all, go check it out. Go check it out. Go check it out.
Hey.
Anything else to say? Any final words?
You're also very wonderful. Thank you so much for checking in.
Yeah.
And thank you for having me.
I'm so glad
wonderful.
to have you. Stop. It was nice to have you too. Don't keep going. Keep going. You know.
I mean, you're so perfect, and you work out so consistently, and you have a very good build,
I
and your
wish-
fashion is all the way up to the nines.
Stop. You know what? You are also perfect, and you have a really good build, and your fashion is all the way up to the 8s. Thank you so much for coming to the podcast, A Little Bit Petty. I'm Justin Petty, and do not forget to follow me at Justin Petty Official on Instagram and TikTok, and Miss J Petty on Twitter. And don't forget to follow the podcast, A Little Bit Petty Podcast, on Instagram. And we cannot wait to see you all next week. Bye!
Bye!
Mwah!
That was perfect.
That was a really fun podcast.
Yeah.
That was a really fun podcast.
Yeah.
That was a